The All Blacks have got their last match of the November internationals, taken on the Welsh at the Principality Stadium, and Scott Robertson for this last lineup of 2025 has made some very drastic changes. Now, it was questioned whether or not we would see a lot of experimentation from this All Blacks side, but the answer is yes, and they have made, like I said, many changes compared to what we saw throughout the rest of November. But jumping into the front row, it is the bench that we have seen throughout the rest of November. Number 1, Tamaiti Williams. Number 2, Samisoni Taukei'aho. And number 3, Pasili Otosi. So there is no Cody Taylor, no Ethan de Groot, but we will see Fletcher Null making his way off of the bench in this contest. That is due to the last-minute injury that we saw for Tavita Mafileo. In the locking duo, Scott Barrett once again finds himself as that number 4 and captain for this contest, alongside the returning Fabian Holland, who was out for the match up against England with sickness. He now returns to be what is the locking duo we saw earlier on in 2025. In the loose forward trio, we have not seen this one before. Simon Parker as the number 6, Duplessis Karefi at 7, and Wallace Satiti slotting in at 8. So Ardie Savia being completely rested for this game up against the Welsh. They have also got a little bit of a surprise off the bench, being Christian Leo Willie. Now, that man is normally known predominantly as an 8, so I would say that Wallace Satiti as well as Simon Parker, because of their versatility, means that they can slot in anywhere in that loose forward trio if needed. Later on in the 9-10 combination, we do see Cortez Ratama starting in that 9 jersey, with Damian McKenzie slotting in at 10. So some people, when they were looking through at the lineup, would have got a little bit nervous seeing Damian McKenzie as the 10. They would have thought maybe Ruben Love wasn't going to get himself the chance, but he is playing at 15 in this contest alongside McKenzie. So quite a bit of attacking flair for the All Blacks heading into this contest. In the midfield, it will be Anton Lienert-Brown as that number 12. Like I mentioned, Quintupaya looked like he had a little bit of an injury in that last match up against the English, so they have taken him out for this match up against Wales. And then Rico Ioane back to number 13. In this matchup, it is somewhere we haven't seen Ioane a huge amount throughout 2025, being mainly out on that left wing side, but they've reverted back to what we actually saw in the match up against the Italians for the last match of 2024, and that is with that midfield combo of Anton Lienert-Brown and also Ioane out on the left wing. This is where we see the return from concussion for Caleb Clark. Out on the right wing, Will Jordan moves from 15 to the right wing spot, and then number 15 in this game, Ruben Love, getting himself a rare start for New Zealand. A lot of people are expecting an X-Factor type of performance from this young man. But we also have to remember he has played hardly any minutes throughout 2025, so of course that sounds like an excuse. I think it is a pretty good one for Ruben Love, but hopefully he will be able to handle those high balls that we will be seeing from the Welsh throughout this match alongside Jordan and also Caleb Clark. And at the back three, moving on to the bench, we will see the first minutes for George Bell of 2025. Now, they have got Fletcher Null listed as the 17, but I'm sure that's a mistake. And in fact, George Bauer will be playing as the 17 here, with Fletcher Null slotting in as that number 18 option. So 3 Crusaders making their way off of the bench for this All Black side. Number 19, Josh Lord. Number 20, Christian Leo Willie. Like I said, he did come into the squad due to injury cover. And to be fair to him, he didn't really do too much wrong to get taken out of the side after the way he played up against the French. So it is great to see him back in that All Blacks environment, hopefully getting some decent minutes off of the bench. In this game, number 21, Finlay Christie. So that means no Cam Roigard. Now, the All Blacks have kept his ankle injury very quiet. At this point in time, no confirmed dates as to when he will be back, or at least that I've been able to find. But Finlay Christie, the experienced head out of all the All Blacks halfbacks that they've got available for this game, he slots in as the replacement here. Number 22, Lester Fainanuku, so using him off of the bench. In this scenario, he can play in the centres as well as out on the wing, be able to bring that power game later on in the contest. And then number 23, this is where we do see Sevu Reece, a man who we haven't really seen a huge amount of throughout 2025 either. The last match, I believe, for Reece was when he got himself yellow carded up against the Pumas. The game prior to that, he got himself 2 tries. So, of course, he'll be hoping for more like that first game than the second one. And in this case, so pretty much the key players the All Blacks are missing for this contest. No Ethan de Groot, no Cody Taylor. In the locking duos, it's pretty much what we were expecting. Sam Derry does miss out in this case. No Peter Larkai in the loose forward trio or Ardie Savia. And then also no Cam Roigard, no Beauden Barrett, no Quintupaya. There's actually quite a list. I didn't think this one through, but there's a few more guys that won't be playing in this game, including Leroy Carter and also no Billy Proctor for this contest. But nonetheless, this game is going to be kicking off at the early hours of Sunday morning here in New Zealand, 4:10 a.m. We are going to be doing the commentary on the channel, so of course, be sure to check that out. Let me know what you think of this lineup in the comments down below. Very different from what we have seen, and whether or not it works, we'll have to wait and see up against the Welsh here. But thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you all for the next one.